Good morning. So earlier this week, I just started my body recomposition journey where I'm working over the next few months to lose fat and gain muscle. So I thought I would take you along with me and show you what I eat in a day. But first, we're gonna go to the gym. This view is amazing. Normally before workouts, I'll have like a little snack, a little carbs. I brought my banana just in case, but today I'm really not feeling hungry. And also, it's only 5:40 in the morning. So that might contribute to that. The sun just rises so early here. I didn't want to eat that banana, but I knew I was going into an intense workout and I was not unfueled. I was not going to do my body dirty like that, so I ate it. And at the moment, my workouts are looking like about 4 total strength-focused workouts per week, with the goal of building strength and muscle, and 1 to 2 cardio sessions integrated in there too. Since I'm interested in maintaining or gaining muscle while losing fat, it's super important that I'm pushing myself hard in these workouts. But today was just a HIIT workout, which stands for high intensity interval training. HIIT has tons of benefits, including improving your metabolic flexibility, which is your body's ability to use both carbs and fats as a fuel source. HIIT is also a great method for fat loss, but HIIT is super intense, as you can probably tell. I'm going really hard here, so it's not the best cardio option for everyone. It's working really well for me right now as I'm prioritizing rest and recovery outside my workouts. Now we're gonna head on home and it's time for my breakfast. Looking cute and sweaty after the workout, as always. All right, and for my post-workout breakfast, I started the day off with chocolate protein oatmeal. It's so easy, it's my go-to breakfast. I don't have to think about it daily, and it's chocolate. So for breakfast, I'm a huge fan. So to make chocolate protein oatmeal, you take about 1 cup of oats. I got slow cook oats, but you can also get quick oats. They have a similar fiber content and they just cook way faster. I think they're more convenient. We just didn't have them at the store. Then I'll break out the kettle and I'll add my boiling water to the oats, about 2 to 1 water to oats ratio. And honestly, I eyeball it at this point. I like oats that are a bit thicker, so I'll add less water. You can use a microwave if you don't have a kettle. And after letting my oats sit for a few minutes to thicken, I add in my protein powder here, which is this one at the moment. I switch up my protein powder all the time. I pretty much go for whatever's most convenient, and what's most important to me is that it's plant-based, simply because my stomach does not digest whey protein well, but that's also a great option for protein powder if you can digest whey. And of course, you don't need to eat protein powder to be healthy. It's not essential. In fact, I recommend eating most of your protein from whole foods and then using protein powder as a little bit of extra to help you get to your goals, because sometimes I struggle to get in all of my protein, so this just helps me a lot. After adding in the protein powder, I'll add in some water or almond milk for a little bit of extra fluid if I need. At the end, I like to add in blueberries to my protein oats for a little bit of extra micronutrients, antioxidants into my meal, and it just gets kickstarted with fruits. Pretty simple, just protein oatmeal, chocolate flavored, and some blueberries. I have this most breakfasts. It takes away the thinking. It gets me like 30 grams of protein to start the day. It's just brilliant. And every time we come outside,
Nala wants to be in the vlog.
Nala wants to join. No. He wants. No, I'm sorry.
You give me blueberries.
No, I can't give you blueberries. I'm sorry, Nala. They're chocolate. So here I strolled down to get my morning oat latte and do some work before I walked back, and it was time for lunch. Okay, don't make fun of me. I've got an electric stove back at home, so I'm still getting used to lighting the gas stove. And while I'm making my soy protein, I wanted to share why I'm prioritizing high protein to aid with fat loss and muscle gain. Studies have shown that when training to gain muscle, or to lose fat and gain muscle at the same time, eating a high protein diet helps you build muscle even when losing fat. And a high protein diet is around 1 gram of protein per pound of desired body weight. Protein also helps keep you satiated, so if I were to eat a high protein meal, I'd feel full for longer and I wouldn't get hungry like 2 hours after my meal, like if I just had a full carb meal. And a tip, if you're not really sure where to get started with adding protein into your meals, is just make your normal meal, whether that's a salad or if it's some sort of pasta dish, and then find an easy go-to protein source that you can cook on the side and then just throw in on top or throw in with the side. And that's just one of the easiest ways to go about it, just like having your go-to protein source, whether it's chicken or a plant-based option like tofu or tempeh, and just know a few ways to cook it really good, and then you can just chop it up into pieces and add it to whatever you're actually eating. I like being a super lazy cook, so this this just works really well for me. And the biggest shift that I've been making at the moment, other than making sure I eat enough protein to help with my body recomposition goals, is adding in more greens, more veggies, more fruits, more volume foods that are going to be higher in micronutrients and a bit lower in calories. So here I've got a salad, some grapes, my protein of choice, and my whole wheat pita bread, which is going to be higher in fiber for a slower energy release over the next few hours. And just shifting to add in more veggies makes my plate size become so much bigger, so it looks like I'm eating a ton of food, but it really helps keep me full for longer with eating more foods while helping me stay in a caloric deficit. So I don't feel like I'm missing anything because I'm eating fewer calories because I'm eating more volume. Plus, for me, it's never completely about the calories or the macros. I've been there and it's not a great mindset for me to go in. So for me, the nutritional quality, whether I'm sitting and being present with my food, whether my meal is a way to connect with a loved one, all of these things also come into play as I'm thinking about structuring my meals and eating throughout the day. So I thought now could be a good time for us to chat about macros. Hey guys, so I went all the way into chatting about macros, my stance on them, whether you need them or not, and the audio was just terrible here, so I'm gonna redo it real quick. So tracking macros or macronutrients, which you commonly think of are your protein, carbs, and fats. Generally, tracking macros includes tracking your calories that you eat and tracking the specific nutritional composition of the food you eat. This can be a really useful tool for anyone looking to change their body composition. The main thing about tracking macros that can really help you in the beginning is gaining a better understanding of what your food is made up of. So the number of calories in your food, if it has lots of added sugar, if it's high or low in fiber, how much protein is in it. And along with this, you can gain a better understanding of how foods feel in your body, whether higher protein foods make you feel better, or if you do better on high fat and high carb diet. It can be a really useful tool, especially as someone who's never tracked macros and doesn't exactly know what's actually in their food. It can be really enlightening, so it's a great tool. But that being said, it's not always the best tool, especially for people who have a history of being restricted with their food or have had a disordered eating in the past. I personally have had an experience with disordered eating where I was tracking macros and being too obsessive. So tracking macros isn't something that I personally do. I've already learned what I need to from tracking macros, so I don't actually need to do it to have an understanding of how much protein I'm generally eating and generally the composition of my foods. I kind of can eyeball it and understand. And I don't think that tracking macros is a forever tool. I think at a point, if you were to continue to track macros forever, it would just become a crutch. The point of tracking macros is to gain a better understanding of your food and how it feels in you, and then you can just stop using it once you've learned and trialed for a bit. But all this being said, tracking macros is not necessary to change your body composition. I've absolutely done it before without tracking my macros or my calories, just kind of eyeballing it and using some of the things that I talked about here, such as eating more vegetables, trying to eat more whole foods, trying to slow down when I eat, and using those different tips. It's not necessary if you don't want to track macros, but it can be a really useful tool if you've never done it before. All right, editing Emily out. And I think me and Jensen are gonna go take a walk now because it's beautiful. Guys, I'm wearing Jensen's shorts. Since coming back from Australia, I actually don't have clothes. I had to throw away most of them before we got on the plane. My laptop and camera took up most of the weight, so I had to ditch most of my clothes. So I'm wearing Jensen's shorts, which are they're not the cutest.
They're real cute. What do you mean?
They're really, they're fine, but they're not. Underwear lines are my pet peeve. Let's go walk. All right, so we're gonna go drop off some postcards at the post office, so it's a great excuse to go take a little walk in the sunshine. One thing that's very helpful in promoting fat loss is just being more active throughout the day. This is going to increase your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, and this might look like taking a walk or taking the stairs, or as simple as just being more active in chores like vacuuming. And for me, this looks like prioritizing 1 or 2 walks a day. It also helps get me moving. It's such a mental reset for me midday. It really helps my mental health, and it just gets me away from sitting at my desk working with a little bit of sunshine. Okay, so really exciting news. I just got home and guess what I came home to? My new gym outfits! And I'm so excited. I've actually never ordered from Define before, so this will be a first time. I've previously been a Gymshark girly, so we're gonna do a little try on haul and see how they fit, how I like them. 4 things. I got 2 sports bras, 1 pair of shorts, and 1 pair of leggings. So this one is the dynamic backless sports bra, and I picked it out because the back, always the back. These are the dynamic leggings in midnight black. So the dynamic leggings, they have some pretty notable butt scrunch up here, like some ribbing. Don't love too much of an obvious butt scrunch, but we also do love a little. These ones definitely feel on the higher side, but so far they feel really comfortable and they definitely fit true to size. Moving on to the Impact sports bra, which you can see is a bit more of a halter top situation, and we have a completely open back, which I am here for. I think it's super flattering and I love the dark blue fit. I think she's gonna work really well. All right, so these are gonna be the Impact shorts. They have a 4.5-inch seam and they're a lot less obvious, I would say, with the butt scrunch, but they definitely do have some contouring, which, you know, we love to help bring out the glutes. I think they're super cute color, and I think they'll go really well with the red top as well. I actually have my first ever calisthenics class tonight, so here I'm splitting my evening meal half before the workout and half after the workout. About 2 hours before the class, I made 3 eggs on a bagel, the bagel for some pre-workout carbs, and the eggs for some protein and fats to stay satiated for longer. And then about 30 minutes before the workout, I also ate an apple. Usually before workouts, I'll eat a more carbohydrate-rich snack about 30 minutes to 2 hours beforehand. This could be a bagel, cereal, fruits, etc. Something that's a little bit more easily digested by my system to give me available energy. And then I'll have a more protein or vegetable-focused dinner after the workout to refuel, give myself the proteins I need to build muscle, and make sure I'm not hungry. I'm off to go try out my first calisthenics class, which is second workout of the day. I don't normally do 2 workouts in a day. There aren't too many places that offer calisthenics classes as well, so I'm really excited because it's kind of like a novel experience. So we're gonna go see how it goes. I didn't film the calisthenics class, but it was a lot of fun. A great strength workout. We did pull-ups, dips, toes to bars, squats, all the good strengthening movements. And then I just headed home for dinner. I wasn't starving, but I did want to eat a little bit of protein, especially after the workout, to give my body those building blocks to build muscle. So I made a plant burger with some veg on the side. I went with mixed greens and tomatoes. And when I kind of guesstimated the protein that I ate today, it came out to around whatever I'm putting on the screen right now. I honestly didn't count calories, so I don't know exactly how much I ate, but going through body recomposition, losing fat and gaining muscle, it's going to take a while, and it's a long-term process, so even if I'm a little bit closer to maintenance than a calorie deficit for one day, it's not a big deal to me as long as I'm focusing on starting to make these sustainable shifts, like focusing on adding more vegetables and fruits, eating enough protein, being active, moving my body regularly, and starting to make all of those just habits. So on that note, that is everything I ate today. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have similar goals, let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next video.